Welcome to the Hottest Wellness Podcast. I've got time with Cherry ShaKayla.
Here we discuss personal growth, relationships, and healing to become aligned with the best version of ourselves. Hey girl.
What's up?
Your lashes looking all long and pretty and stuff.
Yeah.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. When I woke up, I felt like I got enough sleep. It's kind of wearing off. But I feel good.
That's good. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to hear that.
How you feeling?
I'm chilling, for real. I feel alright. I'm in between several emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I tell them about our ghosts?
Sure.
I feel like I already brought it up, so I should talk about it. Yeah. So, like, this morning I got up super early because I was, like, trying to get... We have a ghost in our house. At least one.
Yeah.
And, like, so the other day I was doing yoga. Y'all know I told you I started, like, my yoga journey, so I've been posting every day on TikTok, like... And one night I was doing, like, yoga in the dark in my bed, and I was recording with the TikTok camera on my phone. And, like, after I finished recording the video and I played it back, it was, like, literally a fucking dude sitting on the edge of our bed.
Like, you can actually see it in the video.
And, like, I was doing a yoga pose, and, like, when I moved to do the next yoga pose and then moved back, he was gone. In the video, like, can't make it up.
Yeah.
And so, like, little things just been happening around our house, and I feel like it's escalating. So, like, you know, I had to put the pause on them.
Yeah.
I feel like the energy already feel better in the house. Like, do you? Or you don't know yet?
I don't know. I mean, I'm chilling.
I'm
I'm surprised that I was not as fearful as I anticipated.
I feel like I'm rubbing off on you slowly, though. Like, not just, like, ghosty stuff, but just, like, paranormal stuff. It's happening all around us all the time, and we're just not, like... paying attention or conscious or even aware of it. Like, you probably not on the vibration to pick up on that stuff. And so, like, what's the point of being afraid of it? Like, half of them don't even know they dead. Half of them don't know what's going on around them. Half of them don't even see or connect with your energy at all. Like, we all just energies around. So it's, like, so weird to be acting all crazy about it. But, like, he had to go. Yeah. So.
Especially since I couldn't tell the race or ethnicity for real. It was like, you gotta go.
not you discriminating.
Are you not one of us? You gotta go.
I couldn't tell what he wanted. Like, I was trying to pick up on the energy, but, like, I think he just was existing in this space. I don't think he wanted nothing. And I don't think he was planning on passing on or nothing. Like, he just wanted to be in this space, and, like, yeah, you can't stay here. Like, Cherry had a moment where she felt something. Eva said she felt something. She felt like she was getting watched and shit at night. And I was like, you know what, boy, you gotta go. Like,
yeah.
We tried to be nice for several months. We did. But, like,
yeah,
it was escalating. Now you're doing too much.
I feel like, oddly enough, the confirmation that it was an actual, like, person might have relaxed my mind a little bit. The not knowing is what was scary, but it was like, oh, okay, so it is. Oh, okay.
People be wanting it to be like a demon or something. Like, y'all need to stop. The real reality of that is, like, very slim. It's probably just like a regular fucking spirit.
Yeah.
Like, you would know if it was some evil shit going on in your house immediately. I mean, I would hope so, but
yeah, that's crazy. And I've been seeing clips from the Monowins movie that's like their black comedic version of Paranormal Activity.
Oh, really? I didn't know they had that. You know, I love the scary movies. Those is like some of my favorite movies.
That movie, the first one is funny. I don't think I saw the second one.
Is the first one that's like, grab my strong hand? Or is that Scary Movie 2? Because that's the best one.
Wait, not Scary Movie. I'm talking about the ones that came out a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. I don't know nothing about those.
With, Shorty from Half and Half. I think that's her. Is that her?
Essence Atkins.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like I might have seen the first one, but I can't. I'm not like remembering what happened though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta watch it. It's funny.
Shout out to Essence Atkins, still doing her thing out here.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, she's had an amazing career. I was talking to Frank earlier, and I was telling her like I felt like I was in the movie The Others. Remember I asked you, did you see that before?
Yeah.
And like in the movie, it's Nicole Kidman is like the main character, and she like living in this big ass house, and she think her kids got a disease where they're allergic to the sunlight. Not to give the whole plot away, but this movie old as fuck, so if you ain't seen it by now, too bad.
Here's your trailer.
Literally. And so this whole time in the movie, she thinks she getting haunted by ghosts, but by the end of the movie, plot twist, she the one that's fucking dead. Her whole family dead.
That was like The Sixth Sense.
I mean, the Sixth Sense is way more, I feel like, shock factor, because they're engaging with like dead people that look like what happened to them, versus she just looked like a regular person existing through her home. And like she's essentially having the experience we have of like feeling stuff, noticing stuff, doors open and closing, and like she's like, who's living in my house? But like whole time she the one who needs to go. Yeah, so that was funny as hell. Like in the movie it's like a thriller, but yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and get some shit off our chest this morning.
Get it off your chest.
It is Pride Month, and as promised, you know, all month long we're going to be providing some gay-ass content because niggas be gay.
Niggas be gay.
Like Quentin Brooks has said, period. So, I first want to just start, like, with some education and awareness about what Pride Month is and where it stems from. Like, why do we even celebrate Pride Month in June? So, I first want to shout out Phoenix Rising Centers on Instagram, where I got this amazing information from. We'll definitely be sharing it on the story next week.
Yeah.
And so Pride Month is celebrated in June because in June of 1969, the Stonewall Inn, which was a popular gay bar in New York City, became a symbol of resistance when patrons fought back against the police raid, which ultimately sparked protests and demonstrations. Okay. And those same protests and demonstrations, once they escalated, is what led to, like, you know, what we have now, our safety and legislation and certain protections. Not everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so during this time, that's what we celebrating is the people who really paved the way for us to just be openly gay now, because they really did suffer. Like, I would not want to be me in another time period.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
Right.
I probably would have hid for like my whole life.
You think you would have like just pretended to not be gay, or you would have like just suppressed it? Is that what you're saying?
I probably would have been. I would have had the same celebrity story as Dang, they just did one of those docuseries movies on her. I can't think of her name, but. My documentary would have been, you would have saw some gay shit and everybody would have been like, oh, I didn't know.
The Secret Life. Is it Whitney Houston?
A good example. But, nah, somebody else.
Well, just as a quote from Phoenix Rising Center, Pride Month serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle, can't read today, for LGBTQ plus equality and an opportunity to celebrate the diversity, resilience, and accomplishments of the LGBTQ plus community. So shout out to us. Yeah. Shout out to people raising awareness and using their platform to educate people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And yeah. And also just a reminder to people who are not part of our community. Why you going around happy pride, want to buy some gay shit? Just first of all, think about like what are you doing all year long to protect gay people, and like especially trans people more than anything. they are under attack right now, and like the actual safety of their lives are in jeopardy. And so it's not about, oh, I don't agree with it. It's not about, this is not what God wanted. It's like people are being hurt and killed and literally are in dangerous fucking situations. So like outside of June, what are you doing to advocate and protect people that's a part of the community? If it's nothing, please don't try and sell us anything.
Yeah.
I do want to piggyback up off of that and hit y'all with another resource. Let me see, who is this
and
from?
Another one. Yeah.
So this is from Transplaining, also on Instagram. They're a really great, I want to say it's a nonprofit, but I'm not totally sure. They might just be like a resource online to educate people about trans people and trans legislation and just the rights of trans people and what they do not have and advocating for them. And so they said, watch these companies during Pride Month if you want to see performative allyship. AT&T, Anheuser-Busch, Discover, Fidelity, Amazon, Comcast, and Walmart. These are all corporations who donated to Ron DeSantis, who is actively perpetrating trans genocide. Please stop funding the companies that fund hate. And so we talked about Ron DeSantis, in a few episodes ago when me and Cherry said that we wasn't going to Florida no more for vacation.
Yeah.
And so, more and more shit is coming out, and this dude's running for president. Like, we got to nip this in the bud right now. And so, as we do stuff on a daily basis, we're not thinking about, like, where our money is going and what that money is going to, who is going to, and what, like, causes that we might be supporting unknowingly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to get off your chest, baby?
We're late, but rest in peace to Tina Turner.
Yeah, rest in peace. Such a legend. Iconic. Like, literally, there's nothing bad that we could say about Tina Turner. And, we are late, so we apologize for that. It's just life be life, and sometimes things get missed, but we are definitely sending condolences to her family, and her husband, I think, is really the only person that she, like, had left. So, yeah.
Big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on rolling.
I want to laugh, but it feels inappropriate.
The people listening are laughing.
So before we get into the episode, there is one more thing I wanted to get off of my chest. And I'm going to make it quick. This past week, well, it's probably going to be a couple weeks when y'all see this. There was an influencer who passed away, and allegedly from heart failure. Before anything was even confirmed with the details of the death, social media just went into a storm of spreading misinformation, reposting, resharing. Like, first of all, if somebody you know, like somebody you care about passed away, the last thing you want is it totally being plastered in your face everywhere you go. And like, it wasn't even somebody that was so high profile. It just was the accusations is that the death was related to plastic surgery. And so I feel like it was totally inappropriate for people to just be spreading it and just constantly reposting and sharing it and talking about it and then weighing in on the conversation, where I feel like now is not the time. Like, we could talk about plastic surgeries and BBLs and the unsafety of them literally any day of the week. When somebody just passed away from something like that, and first of all, we don't even know for sure if that's what it was. That is so inappropriate, like, and so insensitive to the family. Like, are y'all dead ass? Like, that's so irresponsible. And I was really disappointed to see that this week. Specifically from the gym girlies and the natural girlies who was out here talking about, this is why you just need to go get it on your own. You can get these results by yourself. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, definitely not the time at all to be talking about that or bringing that up or like trying to make people feel bad for making that decision or thinking about making that decision.
Right. It was really disappointing to see that. And so, regardless of how you feel about surgery or natural bodies or whatever, I just feel like when somebody passed away, first of all, check your sources before you be spreading shit. Second of all, think about if that was you. Like, if that was my sister or my cousin or something, and they had what do you call it? Like, when the death is an unexpected death, like, I would not want to have to go online and keep seeing that every day for weeks. That's just so messed up. And just, they was tagging them, like, what?
Like, what are you even tagging them for? Like, I don't understand. Leave people alone and mind your own business. Like, if you send the condolences, send them once, move on.
Literally, and that's that. And really, how much condolences do you need to send if you don't know that person personally? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but like,
yeah,
I feel like where it really matters is if you like actually say a real prayer for somebody. Don't be like, oh, online, performative. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear about this person. You literally don't know them. Like,
yeah,
just stop. It really reminded me of one of the recent episodes of Power. And Poppy died. And so they was at the wake, and Diana's boyfriend was there, and he thought it was a ample opportunity for him to like shit on her family for being in the crime business, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was like, sir, you're literally at my father's funeral, basically.
Yeah.
You thought this was the time?
He was rubbing me the wrong way from the start, but that was just like, come on.
And then tried to get back with her afterwards, like,
I'm sorry, you disrespected my dead father. He was in the other room. What are we doing?
Like, I don't want to give more spoilers because we be behind on episodes too, but the whole situation was just dumb.
He was tripping.
I can't wait until the end of this season of Power because I feel like we just gonna need to have one whole episode where we just like talk about the season for real.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really all I had to get off my chest. But you guys, please slide in our DMs, preferably Instagram, because like that's the ones I'll check the most. But like you can hit us up on Twitter as well, and let us know how was your week. Let us know what is the vibe. How are you feeling today? And what do you need to get off of your chest? Like, let's share it on the story. Maybe we could support you through something. Like,
yeah,
let us know. So this week's affirmation is, I am allowed to spend time on things that produce nothing but my own joy. It's a lengthy one.
Yeah.
But very valid.
True. Give it to him one more time.
I am allowed to spend time on the things that produce nothing but my own joy.
It's okay to have fun and enjoy your life. It's okay to have peace.
It's okay to put you first, honey.
Yeah.
You have to put you first.
It's hard, though.
Is it?
It's challenging sometimes.
I feel like I'm a naturally selfish person, and so it's not hard for me to put me first.
Oh, okay.
It's easy for me to put me first. And not only am I naturally selfish, I have like a South Node in Leo, so like, I mean, if you even know what that means. But like, you know, it's just like in all reality, like what I'm letting go or releasing is it being all about me. And so those are things that I had to grow through. And now I'm more mindful and thoughtful of other people, but that was like a practice and learned behavior for me to be the way that I am now. But as far as putting me first, I'm gonna do it every time. And so like, you know, I encourage you every time, like every day pretty much, like, what are you doing for you? I always tell people like the least you could do is when you get up, at least take 10 to 15 minutes and just only pour into yourself, like whatever it is that you need in the morning before you give energy to anybody else.
Yeah.
Facts.
I feel that. As soon as I get back in my routine, I'm on it.
Girl, Not talking about soon as. Do it now or do it never.
I haven't been able to do it this week.
That's okay. Try again next week in my B voice.
Shout out.
Shout out. So we can get into the main topic.
Get into it, yeah.
What are we talking about this week?
On today, we are talking about knowing where you are on or in your journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, boys and girls, gays and theys, the journey. It's the journey. I really want to insert that.
Can we?
Yeah, I gotta see if I still gotta say it.
I'm sure it's that.
Shout out Big Tish. But yeah, I feel like as far as I'm leaning more towards like the creative slash, I mean it could be anything, but
I mean, basically, essentially speaking from where we are in our journey. You
yeah.
know? And it's up to you to reflect where you at. You know?
But yeah, basically it's different phases, you know. You got the knowledge, which is like maybe you find out about something and it's like, oh, this is interesting. I think I like this. You know? Then you have excitement. You're all like, that's when like you be talking about it all the time and think about it all the time and you start buying shit that you don't even know how to use yet.
I might be always in the excitement phase. That's why I'll never finish anything.
Well, after excitement, there's creativity. That's when you actually start, you know what I'm saying, putting your pen to paper, giving them bars and whatnot, you know.
Okay.
Doing the things. And then, you know, execution. I mean, you're doing it and doing it well. Learning, growing. Yeah. And then there's celebration. You know, yeah, I did that thing. Even if people don't see it, it's like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Shout out to me.
One of my favorite quotes is by Yoda from Star Wars. It's like the first Star Wars movie, and he say, you either do or you do not. In the act of doing it, like, even in the act of trying, you're already doing it. Like,
yeah.
So, when we be like, oh, I try, like, no.
You do it.
Yeah.
It's a fact. So, yeah. After the celebration, you know, you just repeat the cycle. But sometimes.
This time.
Sometimes there are moments, like within the phases, that feel like you should take a step back or you just seem less interested, you know? Your goals and everything are still the same. Like, you're still into it. You're just not, like, going hard like you were in the excitement phase, you know?
What do you feel like is some reasons, though, that you're, like, get caught up, I guess, in the cycle and then be like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it right now?
I feel like it could be different things. It could be something happened in your life and you're just going through something emotionally.
So true.
Maybe you're not getting the results that you feel like you should, so it's just dampening your excitement and your interest.
And the confidence, too, man.
And the confidence.
Sometimes when you're not getting the validation you need, rather it be in making the money, people saying, oh, you're doing a great job, I see you, people sharing your shit, like, it's so hard to keep showing up and showing up and showing up when everybody else is not seeing the value. And, like, that's why it's so important what we talked about last week is to, like, learn and see the value in yourself, because there's going to be unlimited times and circumstances where other people do not see you for who you are and what you have to offer, and you have to stand on it. Like,
Yeah.
period. I can't wait in like a few more weeks to tell you all about how I stood on some shit, and y'all gonna be like, girl, follow me on TikTok though, because teas get spilled. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that totally.
Yeah. I mean, or it could be just the whole burnout sitch.
You
know?
Get me going on that.
I feel like it's different types of burnout though.
Yeah, I mean, there's burnout from you just not having a balance in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you probably doing too many things at once, which I've been there multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
There's burnout of you not having the support that you need, so you don't have a choice but to take on so much and put out so much energy that you literally don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's burnout just from you being stressed from other situations, and then it's putting so much pressure on you that it debilitates you from doing other things. So yeah, it's layers and layers, and it's like, the most important thing I feel like is checking in with yourself and saying like, okay, this is where I am in my journey, but like, what do I need right now?
Mm-hmm.
And so like, you might be in the excitement phase, and what you need to do is just lean towards the thing that brings you joy and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but say if you get into that moment where you're like, ooh, I'm not getting the results that I want. Okay, so now you need to ask yourself, what do you need? Maybe you need to build up your skills a little bit more. Maybe you need to do some more research. Maybe you need to hire somebody that can help elevate you or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's, what do you need? A lot of times we don't take the time to just be present in the moment because we're trying to get to the next space, because we're trying to reach the next goal. And it's like, yeah, that's cool and everything, but you have the most control right now, right here. And so like, what do I have control of? What do I not have control of? Let me put that shit to the side, because there's no point in stressing and worrying about stuff that's literally out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do right now? Yeah, but for sure, I feel like trusting yourself, actually acknowledging how you feel in that moment, is going to help you a lot to decide, okay, what do I need? Like, these are the feelings I'm having, and based off of those feelings, I feel like I need to rest, or maybe take a little break from this, or invest in myself a little more so it can be better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you have like any examples or anything you want to share, I guess, in your journey?
Well, for me, I feel like I get in those phases when I need something new. Like, I need to go outside and do something. Like, even if it's as simple as just going out to get something to eat. It's like, oh, it's an experience, you know? I think, yeah. Especially since I'm not really a go outside of my home type of person.
Yeah.
I'll be needing that, though, just to
Switch up the vibe.
experience something.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like my mind just went blank.
You feel like the world is yours? You can take over?
I mean, yeah, sometimes, right? I feel like, what was I about to say?
I don't know. I mean, I was saying that I need new experiences.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say, is going back to the affirmation of the week, really allowing like what brings you joy and pleasure to like lead you in the direction of where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you feel like, okay, I'm at this place in my journey, but what's next? Or I'm at this place in my journey, but I can't get to like this next level or whatever. Well, okay. What makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled? What brings you peace every single day? And then do those things, and the way that divine timing works out, it always is going to come together how it's supposed to. It's always going to naturally fall into alignment. Like, when me and Cherry started working on this podcast together, like, although we had the intention, like, okay, we want to do this, like, we slowly built up our skills to what it is now. And now, like, the podcast is like, wow. Like, now we like more ready, you know? And when we started the podcast, we was doing different business ventures. Like, well, first of all, I own a whole aesthetics business. Cherry owns a whole media brand. And so we was already doing that when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
And so it was like, how much energy can I really put into Full Moon Beauty? How much energy can you really put into Galore Media if we're also trying to put so much energy into the podcast? And so we had to learn how to find balance in things, take a step back from certain things so we could put more energy into the podcast. And now that the podcast is where it is, and us doing the podcast helped us to build certain skills that's going to make our businesses better. Now we have a little bit more like freedom that we can like slowly venture back into those things. And so like, you know, that could be what you need too.
Yeah, just like more focus.
Yeah, like definitely more focus. It helped me a whole lot when I decided to just stop taking on too many things at once. And it's hard because I want to do a lot of things, and I am a lot of things. So it'd be like, okay, I got this YouTube channel, that YouTube channel. Now I got to post on TikTok. And then now I got 4 pages that I'm doing social media on right now. And I got to post to Twitter. And like, it's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how you be doing all that. You see all my social media outside of the podcast, it's dead, y'all.
Well, mine was dead for a while. I just got back into it, but that's because I was in the excitement phase, and now I'm in the, what's the next phase after that?
Creativity.
Exactly. I'm just creating all over the place, and so this is fun for me. I enjoy it. It brings me happiness, and so I could do it every day and not be like, oh, this is so draining. This is burning me out. Because I fucking love it. If you keep doing shit that you hate doing, yeah, you're going to feel drained. Yeah, you're going to be burnt out because that's not where your energy want to be. Your body is literally telling you, like, please stop doing this.
Yeah.
But you keep doing it. Like, how are you going to manifest a new reality if you putting so much energy into the old one? Like, make it make sense.
Not you coming for me, though.
I'm just saying. I mean, now we had a little chit chat this week, you know, and I was like, we are in a season of abundance and we need to act accordingly. Okay.
Amen.
And you know, when it's like, it is what it is. The energy that you put out, you get back. So if I'm putting out all this energy of joy and happiness because I'm doing things that make me joyous and happiness, the universe is going to send energy right back to me. Like, period.
Yeah.
If I decide that I don't want to do something no more, that it's no longer in alignment with me because it's not bringing me joy and happiness and peace, then I feel confident that the universe is going to make a way for me to exit out of that situation. And all of the time it happens, and then something else comes right behind it that's way better, and it'd be like, wow, oh my God. Like, so I don't want to get too much into it because like we gonna have to drop a book for y'all to really get the tea.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
what, like, just
writing a book?
I love writing, and so I'll be wanting to write more books, but it takes time to write books.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of energy and processing thoughts and emotions, and that feels like a chore to me.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a journey. So yeah, where do you think you are right now in your phases?
Well, I just said where I'm at. I'm in the I'm in between creativity and execution, I guess. I'm creating and executing it simultaneously. Yeah. So what about you?
Right now I'm in one of those in between, like, it's not quite a burnout.
But do you feel like you're in the knowledge phase too, though, at the same time? Because, like, now you have to kind of, like, acknowledge where you are. Like, is that part of the knowledge phase? Is, like, understanding yourself right now?
Yeah.
Like, the knowledge about what it is that you want to put your energy to, but also knowledge about self. Like, who am I right now? What do I need? Yeah. What do I want for my future? You know, what can I do to make that happen?
That was good.
It was?
Yeah.
Book me.
I think, yeah, that's where I am. I'm starting over the cycle.
Period. That's a good place to be, you know? That reminds me of, like, the Fool card in tarot. It's like, basically, you're jumping off a ledge, which you don't know what the fuck is on the other side of that ledge. Like, when you jump, Are you going to be okay when you get down there?
Yeah.
But who cares? Like, you either staying in this place and being scared, or you're fucking jumping off the cliff and, like, doing it.
Yeah.
This reminds me of this clip that Big Sean did a while ago. He was, like, talking about being on a bridge. I'm going to have to post it to the story. He's like, if you, like, on a bridge or whatever, and you don't know what's next, what's on the other side of the bridge, and it's like you either could stay where you are in your comfort zone and not knowing what's next and just being scared, or you can fucking cross the bridge and find out what's next on your path. Let life guide you. Let your heart speak to you. And then next thing you know, you're literally living the life that you wanted to live, like manifesting your reality just like this. Once you believe it, this is what I believe. You have to say, decide what you want so that it comes to you. So figure out what the hell do you even want. And then believe it with all of your heart, all of your spirit. Put your emotions into it. Visualize it. Think about it. Talk about it to people. And I'm telling you, it just happens.
Yeah.
Really. And also be understanding that you are deserving of receiving it too. That's a big major part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You deserve
all good things.
Word to Mama D. Why did she make that song?
Because somebody gave her studio time, baby. I mean, the song did what it had to do, okay?
Did it?
Yes, it gave her a little platform, and people was reposting it and getting a little kiki out of it.
Shut up.
So, like, what is your conclusion with all that? Like, how do you feel, I guess, being in the place where you are now? What are your thoughts on where you are right now?
I feel like this hits different every time I start over. Like, I feel like the last time I was in, like, a true knowledge phase, it was before I moved home with my parents. Before I moved back home. And now, at first I kind of felt lost. Like, I just didn't know what to do. I felt like I didn't really have drive for anything, even though I was doing things. But now I think it's turning into just, like you said, this is just a moment for me to pour into myself. Like, I wasn't doing that. But now it's like, oh, you don't want to pour into yourself? Well, let's make you not interested in anything else. Like, oh, so I'm all that's left.
Yeah, it has to be you that's going to refill your cup, because it's like, I could say things to you, I could build you up, I could give you your love languages, but like, if you are not pouring that energy into yourself and like fulfilling your desires, ultimately you're still going to feel dissatisfied, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why you have to put yourself first. That's why you have to reflect and prioritize your own needs, and then, you know, create a balance in your relationships and whatever else is going in your life, but like after you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm learning.
We all learning. And growing. Well, you want to slide into mental health matters?
Let's do it. Mental health matters. I'm going to actually record these things that I do and insert them at some point.
Yeah, I was having ideas earlier, but like I didn't want to overwhelm you or bombard you, because like the visuals is your thing. And it's like, I mean, sometimes I coordinate with you, I guess, on what I'm doing with social media, but most of the time I just do it, you know. So I'm feeling like I need to just like chill, like.
Nah, share your thoughts. It's sometimes I be wanting to do stuff, but it's like I also don't want to do too much because of the vision I have for the podcast. Like, I don't want it to be
distracting and busy.
Distracting. I don't want it to be too much, because sometimes when you do all that, like, people like it, but it's, don't take offense, anybody, but it's like, it's amateur to me when you do too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cool. It's a couple channels I watch where they be inserting memes and stuff in between what they're saying, but it's like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, this is too much. Like, why are you doing this every time you say something that you can reference a meme for? Like, stop.
Yeah, it is super distracting, and I feel like it takes away from the value of the conversation. Like,
yeah, it makes it entertainment and not education.
Yeah, and that's what we about, you know what I'm saying? We are a wellness podcast, and so although we might kiki on here, we might get a little personal, at the end of the day, we're like here to be a resource to you guys. So like, we not really trying to entertain you. Like, that's,
I mean, we're just entertaining. We can't help that.
Well, this week for Mental Health Matters, we want to encourage you guys to make time for yourself and to prioritize yourself, which we already said, so we're just reiterating it.
Yeah.
But I want to know, how do you plan? What is your intention? Because, you know, we could say it all day. We could be like, oh, I'm going to make time for myself. But, like, what's the actual plan? How are you planning to make time for yourself? Like, and prioritize your needs. What does that actually look like in real life?
Well, it looks like I said earlier, creating a routine for myself, which is gym.
10 laundry.
Yeah. Gym. I started reading. This is the first time I've been reading more than one book at a time. I thought that it would be distracting and I wouldn't be able to take anything from it. We'll see how that goes. I'm good. It's good so far. Yeah. And excuse me. Getting back to consuming things on purpose. Yeah.
I love that. I love that plan. I'm definitely, I guess, since I got out the hospital, I've been more intentional about, you know, really creating balance in my life. Not just saying I'm doing it, but like really doing it.
Yeah.
And so I've been getting up every morning before everybody else to do yoga. Like this morning I got up and I just went to go take a shower. And then I soaked in the bathtub for a while. And like, that was just for me. You know what I mean? And nobody else was around. Nobody was there. Nobody was like, Mom. You know?
Yeah.
And so that's what you need. It's like selfish time. And that's what I plan to do, is just to incorporate a little bit of selfishness at least one time a day, where I create a boundary and say, these minutes is for me and I need to be alone. Because I'm an empath. I'm an intuitive. And all day I just be absorbing people's energies and blocking their energies and feeling them and their emotions. And it's just be so overwhelming. And then I come home and then my kids are like, ah! And Cherry's like, love me, squeeze me, kiss me 1,000 times. And I'll be like, oh my God, what's happening, Mom? And so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's also why I smoke. On top of other reasons, you know, for like health benefits. But yeah.
Smoke break, okay. Woo!
So yeah, that's that for Mental Health Matters. We really want to get into some tea this week for Reel It In.
Get into it, yeah.
Cherry and I have been watching The Ultimatum to Queer Love. We talked about this. We brought it up when it first dropped. And it took us some time to get over there for real, because one, I'm not a big TV person. And I be falling asleep when we watching stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost guaranteed. So, like, it be taking us time to get through stuff if we're not, like, actually trying, like, purposely, like, okay, let's watch this.
Yeah.
And so, what's your thoughts on the show broadly, first of all? Like, are you here for the show? Are you not here for the show? Do you feel like it's different than the other ultimatums being LGBTQ plus?
I think the LGBTQ plus aspect of it makes it entertaining for me because it's like it's bringing the stereotypes to life for me. Because like all of them, all y'all in love now after 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a real thing though, but I feel like that stereotype is specific to lesbians, which even though this show says it's queer, I'm not sure if there's even not one person that says they're non-binary or trans. Like, yeah, I don't know how queer this is. They honestly should have just called it Lesbian Edition.
I feel like they went with that title to draw a bigger audience.
Yeah, to make it seem like it was inclusive. Like, not to say it's not inclusive, because there's nothing wrong with a show just being lesbians, but I just feel like for it to be called Queer Love, I mean, I said that before, I was expecting like more inclusivity.
Yeah.
As far as the people on the show.
Also, no shit. Please relax, guys. It's too many white people.
I mean, that's Netflix though. Netflix on every dating show. It don't matter if it's couples coming together. It don't matter if they're like trying to put them together. They always gonna sprinkle like 1 or 2 black people in there. Or they sprinkle like 1 black girl, but then they'll put 3 black dudes that don't date black women. Like whoever, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but whoever is over there at Netflix that is in charge of casting, not only are you guys fucked up and not inclusive, you keep putting black women in situations to be uncomfortable, to be undesired, and we're watching you, okay? Yeah. And then y'all have the whole, the strong black lead on Instagram, but
they need to be doing more with that. They're not doing anything with that.
All they do is constantly post little clips from shows where it's really not a strong black lead, because it'd be that one small character in a whole white ass show or a white movie. Like, then they be talking about strong black lead. Like, Netflix, now is the time to bring up also the fact that they're about to start charging people $7.99 extra to add somebody on your account that's in a different house. Like, honestly, Netflix, if Blockbuster is coming for you on the internet, I feel like you are just out here just being too greedy at this point.
Yeah.
If you can't afford to pay your actors and for the quality, then you're not making enough money to be at that point. Or us, the customer, shouldn't have to keep paying more and paying more and paying more and paying more. Like,
yeah.
And we're not. Like, we're not going to keep paying more.
Yeah. We're not responsible for your lack of revenue.
Okay? And it's only going to get lower and lower because the subscriber's going to go down. If I have to worry about buying groceries or paying my Netflix account, what do you think is going? Come on now.
Yeah. Because YouTube is still free. So.
As fuck, okay?
I can be entertained.
There's other stuff to do. Were there any couples that stood out to you the most? I kind of want to like go over the couples, like
not couples, but people.
Okay.
I don't like any of them as any couple, no matter who they paired with.
When they was the original couple or also the new couple,
the like original or the remix.
And the remix.
I don't like any of them as a couple. But people caught my interest. Yoli. Shorty that was with Aussie. I can't remember her name.
Sam.
And Ray's girlfriend. Ray is the girl that cheated with Vanessa. The crazy one that's there for all the wrong reasons.
Let me think. What is her name?
She's paired with the one black person. The one with the big titties.
Yeah.
I can't think of what her name is at all.
Yeah. And for some reason, this article literally has like all
everybody
of them, but they have them at the top picture, but it don't say like what their name is. But
it's cool. Y'all will know her as soon as you see her.
Yeah, honestly, like the
She's
one with
like
the
the
largest
realest
breasts.
person on the show.
She's the only one that's keeping
Yeah.
people holding people accountable, and like actually trying to gain what you can from the experience.
Yeah.
So like my thoughts on the show, I already said before, the ultimatum period, I feel like it's a silly, goofy mood, because if you're at a point in your relationship where you're at a standstill, the last thing you need to be doing is introducing other partners into the relationship. Like,
Right.
not only is that confusing to you, now you're getting mixed emotions between, you can't decipher how you feel for your past partner, and then now you are starting to have feelings for a new partner, and then now you're trying to still figure out what it is that you want and what you need out of your relationship. Like, to me, it's an aspect of the show that's unnecessary. Like, I feel like they could bring the couples there with a therapist, and it be the ultimatum without them dating other people. Like, to me, that part of it is toxic as fuck, and that's just for views, because they know people are going to be triggered with these new partners. They know that people are going to be like catching feelings fast, and then there's going to be that aspect of people who are just lead with sexual activities anyway, so there's going to be like the tea from that. So I don't know. I would say there was certain couples that stood out to me, but it wasn't like how you were saying it, like on a, oh, this person is bringing positive real vibes. It was like red flag, real flag. From the first episode, I immediately started reading people, and it was so funny because after each episode unfolded, it was like I was totally right about what I was saying about them. Like, okay, the first one is Vanessa and Xander. Okay, I don't think these people are even together. It's giving Bad Girls Club season 13, the sisters, where it was the two sisters who was actually not sisters, they was ex-girlfriends. That's what is low-key giving, like that they are like just here for the show. It's specifically Vanessa. She's hiding behind a lot of things, and that's why she do too much and always trying to be extra, and is very much the drama. Vanessa is the most person that I dislike the most on the season.
Yeah, she's pretty trash, and then she's like really schemy and sneaky at the same time.
Very calculated. Like, I don't know what her sign is, but
it's chaos.
Her sign is chaos.
She is chaos.
And then of course, like Yoli and Mao, the only couple of color. I did really like Yoli. I immediately noticed that Mao was gaslighting her. I don't think that Mao is a narcissist. I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but I feel like she does have some narcissistic traits that she exhibit. Both her and Vanessa. Actually, quite a few people, honestly. Even
the one that looks like a douche, Mildred.
And no, is she Mildred or is she Tiff?
I think.
See, I don't know
which one is which.
Okay, well, Mildred and Tiff is the couple, so whichever one is the more masculine presenting one, that's the one we're talking about. Okay, yeah. And so it's quite a few of them that it's very obvious that they need some personal growth to do, and they're like projecting that on a partner, which is some narcissistic shit. Doesn't make you a narcissist. It just means that those are some behaviors that narcissists typically have. So,
and just immature people in general.
Yeah, immature people who are selfish, people who don't know how to self-reflect, which brings me to one of the characters who grinds my gears the most, okay? And that is fucking Aussie.
Absolutely.
Aussie, this bitch cannot communicate to save her life, okay? Like, not even for 5 seconds. She is so emotionally avoidant. She's avoiding her emotions. She's avoiding confrontation. She's avoiding resolving any situations. And then at the same time, she's invalidating whichever partner that she's with and not letting them have a safe space to air their grievances or to communicate or to resolve any problems. Like, she is probably the worst partner to be with to me on the show. Like, I don't know how Sam is with her, because she's literally so sweet and like lighthearted. Like, to me, Aussie's energy just bring the vibe down.
Aussie is an example of the single people that talk about relationships on Twitter. Like, anytime they're like, oh, if you do this, this, and that, but it's like some simple shit, like, I'm out. you got one chance to mess up with me and I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's all she did. Like, anytime it got hot for her, she left.
Yeah. And those is people, you know, that will run and stuff. Like, those is people that are not ready to be in any type of relationship. So she's definitely not ready to be in marriage. And I feel like a lot of these couples, I feel like some of them, they just need to be more patient with each other and where they are in their journey. And that they can have a successful relationship. Not sure about marriage. Because to me, that's a different story. But there's a few of them who need to stop being codependent and break up and move on with their life. They just are settling for that relationship. They might not know their personal value. Or they just might feel like there's no getting better than this partner. They might be holding on to the fact that they need to be with that person instead of like, oh, I need to be with myself and prioritize my own needs, which kind of like circles back to what we were talking about this episode. And although we were kind of talking about more like career or like hobby related, in your personal relationships, like, yeah, you also need to take the time to figure out what do you want. And like, I feel like those stages, was it 5 of them or 4 of them? The excitement,
knowledge, excitement, creativity, execution,
and celebration. Okay. And so to me, that's also applied to a relationship. Like, first you're like getting to know the person and everything, you know what I'm saying? And then you feel like, oh my God, like, oh, I'm really liking this person. Like, I'm feeling them. Like, oh my God, it's so exciting. And then, you know, y'all start creating together, like literally creating a whole reality. But then, you know, there are those in between moments that's going to be like, okay, what do I want? What do my partner want? Where's our future going? And like, sometimes that stuff don't align. Or sometimes like where you are in your journey doesn't align to where they are at that journey. And that be those relationships where to be like, right person, wrong time. It wasn't going to work out. Like, you know, so that's, to me, that's like the most takeaway from the show.
Yeah.
Do you feel like any of these couples are going to leave engaged? Either the new couples or the old couples?
Somebody's going to try it, but I don't think any of the new couples are leaving engaged.
I kind of have a hot take, and I feel like Yoli is going to get proposed to by both Mao and Xander. Like, I feel like both of them going to be like, I feel like Mao is realizing what she got with Yoli. And now she's like, oh shit. Which Mao, she aggravate me too. Because first of all,
I can't read her.
The first thing, I read her very well. And it's giving, she don't know what she want. And so she trying to act like, oh, I'm just trying to get stuff ready. But she don't know what she wants.
Right.
And when you don't know what you want, you can't lead another person in a relationship. And so she pretending she is, you know, suggesting that she is the lead of a relationship, and I'm trying to get my finances straight and do this and do that and get these things ready. But really, she's not doing any of the actual work to prepare to be in marriage. Like, and so she get on my nerves. First of all, she was telling one thing to her new partner, the blonde girl, and making it seem like she actually wanted to be with her. Like, when they went to go meet the families and stuff, they was like, yeah, we're always going to be in each other, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so how is she saying all this stuff? Like, but then when she go back to Yoli, she's like, I still wanted to be with you. Now you falling in love with Xander. But it's like, girl, you over here, you're spitting game to both of these girls.
Right.
And so she don't know what she wants. She just doing stuff. Like, and that rubbed me the wrong way. But I do see a genuine connection between Yoli and Xander. The only problem is Xander is so codependent. And so I feel like broken emotionally when it comes to relationships of people using her. Because Vanessa is a user. You could tell that she used people financially. And so she's going to be in a relationship with somebody that's going to take care of her. And I think that's the reason that she with Xander. And that's also the reason why she on the show playing games and being manipulative with people. She literally has no reason to be there. And so, like, Xander is codependent. That's the only reason she's still with like this person that is possibly a narcissist. And that's also why she hurried up and clinged to Yoli. Like after 2 days they was like giving I'm so in love with you. Like they've been booed up for years, and it was like y'all not. And like to me, Yoli got abandonment issues too. That's why she's like ready to break up with Mao, because she's like, do you want to be with me or not, because this is triggering. So yeah I don't know. How do you feel about them having sex with each other even though they broken up, but they still together, but they plan to get back together?
Child, you cheated.
Yeah,
You cheated. I don't care what these rules say. Oh, this is my ex now for 3 weeks. Like, you're cheating.
that's like
If
what
you're
they
planning on
agreed
getting
to.
back with me, you're cheating.
Yeah, I just feel like that's so messy, like on so many levels, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you contaminating partners just for 3 weeks of fun? And like, if you really say you here to figure out what you want and all that stuff and gain knowledge from the experience to reflect on this new relationship, why would you involve sex? To me, sex is a fucking distraction.
It really is, specifically when you're supposed to be on a journey to realize yourself. Like, so it's not about you no more.
It's
basically.
literally not. Yeah. And that's people who are avoidant and don't really do the work. The first thing they're going to do is go into something that's a coping mechanism, which for some people can be sex. And so when you don't want to, or you're trying to avoid a deeper connection, you're going to go for surface level activities. And so, come on now.
Yeah. Surface level activities. I'm stealing that.
The last thing I wanted to discuss about on the show though was the reactions of the friends and the family members as they was like meeting the new partner and like reflecting on the fact that they could possibly be breaking up with the old partner. I feel like it was a very much needed part of the show, because these people was in these little capsules and bubbles of this little 3 weeks of their bliss and happiness. One, because you don't know this person, and 3 weeks is not enough time for them to start getting on your nerves or for them to trigger you or like any of that stuff. Like, although all of those things was happening, like 3 weeks ain't enough time to decide, do you want to be with somebody? It's just not. Although it's those stories that be like, oh, we met and got married in a month later and we've been together 50 years. Like, that is not the case for most people. Most people should take the time to get to know their partner, to understand their own wants and needs, to see what if all of those things align together. And like 3 weeks ain't gonna do it, baby. And their family and friends was like, so you doing what now?
I appreciate the realness of some of their friends. Like, dang, who was it? I think, was that Aussie's friend that was like, I can't remember. Somebody's friend was like, this is cute, but I don't know if you want to do this with my friend.
Yeah.
It was like,
exactly, it was. And her friend called her out basically for, you know, being avoidant and also being a bad communicator, and also the fact that she will like prioritize her platonic relationships over her romantic relationship. And so yeah, she was keeping it real. Another person, Miles' friend, she came in first, and the first thing she checked her on was the girl's age. She was significantly younger than Miles. She checked her on the fact that they were different races, because why? That's one thing. Like, I ain't want to get too much into it because I don't want to, like, you know, say the wrong thing or offend anybody, because I've said it before, I'm not against interracial dating, but I don't understand as a black woman, especially a black lesbian woman, why you would be so pressed to get with a white girl. Like, the way it wasn't, to me, natural. I feel like she was like going after that specific white blonde. Like, it was like her and Vanessa she was trying to get with, you know.
yeah.
And it was weird to me.
Yeah, it is very specific.
Yeah.
Like,
and she was like, you know, basically saying to her like, you know, Miles, she's real great at making people feel good about themselves when they with her. And so you think this whole time that it's about to grow into something, but it's not. Like, and her friend knew that. like it's like what we were seeing play out on the TV, but her new partner wasn't like realizing it. She was actually starting to visualize them having a life together, and like Miles not leaving Yoli. Like she literally was about to use this experience to just play games with this girl, essentially, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it was also when Mal and then her new partner, I just hate that I can't remember her name, they went to go meet her parents, and her parents was like, you know, this ain't really enough time for y'all to be making a decision like marriage. And then like, what do y'all even know about each other? And they're like, I mean, we really like being around each other. We have so much fun together. Mm-hmm. And they're like, that's not the makings of a healthy relationship though. Like, that's not what's going to make your relationship last. And her dad was like a jeweler, and he was like, you know, I've sold rings to a lot of people. Some people that have been together for 7-8 years and they just getting married. Some people that, you know, was dating for a month and they got married. And he's like, there's no real rhyme or reason between it, because some of those relationships work or don't. But like, what is your reason for wanting to get married so fast?
Right. Like, why do you want it so badly? What does it mean?
Exactly. And that's like another conversation really for another day on just like people and what they think the value of marriage is, and just the social constructs around it, and how they like build this life around it, because I definitely did that and have a good story time to share for that. So yeah. We can move on to movies that are coming out. So Transformers is dropping this week, June 7th.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see so many things.
It's a lot of good movies coming out this summer, but thank God we got them AMC passes. Y'all sponsor us, okay? I'm about to reach out to them niggas.
I think you should.
I think I should too. And the list is growing.
Adam.
What's exciting to you about Transformers? Like,
I feel like it's like sparks something in the nerd side of my brain. Mm-hmm. It's one of those. It's like cars and robots and action. Yeah. It gets me going.
I love to see you excited about that stuff. Like, recently Cherry started collecting toy cars.
Hot Wheels. And so that's super cool. Like, just something that is kind of like an inner child thing. Like, you probably would have got those cars when you was a kid, but you couldn't. Mm-hmm. And those is like the little things I'm talking about, y'all. Like, feeding joy into yourself every day. Like, what makes you happy? Surrounding yourself with the little things. Like, that's a little thing every now and again, just purchasing a Hot Wheel for a couple dollars. But like, the joy that is sparking Cherry, like, you see how she was lighting up, like, you know. The last movie I want to talk about is the Barbie movie. It's coming out July 21st. It's featuring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and then our Black Queen, Issa Rae. There's also a bunch of other people in the movie. The cast is very interesting. When I went to go look at it, I was like, what? Who's in this movie? What? It's very random. It's gonna be a star-studded event.
Yeah. And I'm super excited about it. I've said this many times how much I love Barbie. Growing up, Barbie was just like a staple in my household and my family. Mm-hmm. And it's something that I also share with Eva. Like, right now, well, we kind of like been slacking on it, but we're building our own Barbie house from scratch, like with recyclable materials. Mm-hmm. And so this is just something that is like so happy to me, like also that sparked my inner child and everything. Eva's even having a Barbie party for her 8th birthday, and so like I'm so pumped about that, because I would have loved to have a Barbie party for my 8th birthday, and like I never really had a birthday party when I was a kid, like, and so it heals something in me when I get to do that for Max and Eva, you know. Yeah.
And shout out to Nikki for being back on good terms with the brand.
She was on bad terms.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened, but...
So she got a song for the movie? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so excited.
In one of the trailers, you can hear, they play part of her verse. But it's like at the end of the trailer, I think.
I'm super excited. The looks were looking, they were giving. I'm really excited to see the fashion and stuff. I'm excited to see like what her house looked like. I'm honestly just turned up about the movie, like, for real. So shout out to that. And we can segue right into For Us By Us, okay?
Yeah.
We're kind of been expanding For Us By Us a little bit, like, to people of color. And we're not too much. Not too much. But when it's necessary, it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're down with the brown, okay?
Down with the brown.
That's inclusive to all brown people. So the first thing, just to continue on to the Barbie, so Issa Rae's Barbie dropped. Actually, Mattel dropped 4 Barbies that are a what are they calling it? Wow.
I'll give you some whole music. Think pink.
Think pink. That was my shit.
Think pink. It's the color of the world. Think pink.
So, this is called the Barbie Movie Collection, and it includes collectible dolls and also toy accessories that draw inspiration from the outfits, props, and cast members of the actual movie, including Margot Robbie, Issa Rae, Ryan Gosling, and then also Simu Liu. So there are 4 Barbies dropped. This is like a exclusive, like, what do they call them? Like the collection where it's like the collectibles. And so these Barbies are $50 each. I'm gonna get that Issa Rae one though, because like Cherry collecting these cars, I collect records, but I also want to start collecting Barbies. Like,
yeah, I still have my Beyonce and I can't remember if I think it's Michelle. I still have my Beyonce and Michelle Barbies from like years ago.
this would be so cute, like in our office space or whatever, just having our like little collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
So cute. So I'm definitely gonna get the Issa Rae one. So the Margot Robbie one's super cute. She's like wearing the pink cowboy outfit or whatever. Ryan Gosling's wearing the jean outfit front look.
Yeah.
But now Issa Rae, her Barbie's like the president in the movie. And so she's like wearing this whole inauguration gown, like with a sash. Her hair's laid. Like the Barbie is giving what it's supposed to give. Like, I need to get this Barbie.
Yeah.
Eva's gonna be pissed because like it's not for you, sis. Sorry. Okay. And then the Simu Liu, when he's wearing like this gold tracksuit, white and gold tracksuit, it's super cute. It's like a little 70s vibe. And so I'm excited about this little collection. I think it's so cute. And shout out to Issa Rae for getting her own Barbie. It's a lot of black Barbies coming out. We got the little mermaid Barbie that just popped off. I feel like there are others that I'm forgetting, but I mean, go to Barbie.com. Like, come on.
Look them up.
And did y'all know that you can like make your own Barbie online? That's like what I was planning to do for Eva's birthday. It's like make her a Barbie that's just like her. You can go to like Barbie.com and create your own Barbie, from the hair, the outfit, the shoes, everything. Like,
I didn't know that, but I definitely want to make my own Barbie.
Yeah, it's something that I always wanted to do when I was a kid. Well, I used to create them, but I couldn't buy them, and so they would just like be on my little online collection. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's like making Sims, but in real life.
Literally, exactly. And you can, when they get to your house, you can play with them. Like, who doesn't want to do that? Well. When you don't feel like playing Barbies with a 7-year-old, you don't feel like playing Barbies with a 7-year-old.
Yeah. I'm finding different ways to finesse it every day.
Well, honestly, it's just like a boundary, you know what I'm saying? Because like every time ain't gonna be playtime to play with them Barbies. And then like she don't even be making the game that fun sometimes. Like, give me something to work with. Can I get a better storyline? I'm tired of living in that camper.
Why is there so many kids?
Oh my god. It's because she has like 50 or 60 LOLs, man.
Who are the parents? It don't be the ones that
they're in a blended family. They have like one dad or it'd be 2 dads sometimes. I don't know, girl. It's giving Utah vibes. I don't know.
It's a lot going on over there.
It's a lot going on. Also, for Us By Us, I wanted to feature a local business called the Spice Venue here in Normal, Illinois. It's an Indian market, and so they have like fresh produce. They also have like a bunch of foreign products that are like, most of them are Indian. I seen some that was like Caribbean. It's like other things like ethnic foods from like East Asia. And so I went in there the other day or yesterday.
Was that yesterday? I think it was 2 days ago.
Okay, well, yeah, I went in there the other day when I was taking Max to Taekwondo practice, and it said it was a spice market. So it was my intention to go in there and get some herbs, for magical purposes. But I went in there and it was like literally a whole grocery store. They had produce, they had like frozen items, but the price of them was so affordable, and I was like, I just cannot sleep on this market or whatever. Like, I'm about to blow them up. The owner was super nice, and he was like asking me what do I need, or like explain the items to me and stuff, because it is foreign, some of the stuff being another language. And they even had like some hair products and stuff. Like, I bought some henna, I had bought some amla oil, which I've been wanting to try, and they say like that's why Indian people hair so long, because they be using that amla oil. So when you see me with some inches next winter, don't play with me.
Yeah. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
And he loaded like all of my stuff up and carried it to my car for me, which was so nice. Like, it was a great experience, and we love a local business. You guys gotta shop local in your own communities, because that's like what's building up your environment around you or whatever. Y'all keep going to these corporations and then wonder why your streets ain't paved and you got potholes everywhere and they don't be fixing nothing, and your parks look all toe up. Well, you're not supporting your community by shopping local, which those taxes go back right into your own community, child. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. And so, yeah, shout out to that.
Shout out.
And then the last thing for us by us this week, I wanted to discuss the Crown Act. Baby, can you explain what the Crown Act is?
Ooh. So it's, I want to say,
so here's the acronym.
Ethnic hair protection. Create a respectful and open world for natural hair.
Yeah. So, exactly what Cherry said. The Crown Act is really legislation that protects people who have textured hair, and mainly black women that are being discriminated by this, and men too. For years, we talked about this on other episodes, people having locks, us wearing braids, wearing hair like this. It just wasn't acceptable or considered professional in the workplace. And so, we needed legislation to protect us from being discriminated upon, or even just uncomfortable situations. People trying to touch your hair, people commenting on your hair. Oh my God. I remember when I used to work at the collection agency, and I used to be wearing like different wigs and stuff. And like, I don't have to explain to you about my hair, baby. Just know it's laid, and that's all you need to know. Like, it's very annoying. So I brought up the Crown Act because right now there is an active petition going on, and there are petitions across the United States for this legislation to get passed, because right now it's currently only enacted in California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Maryland, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Tennessee, Virginia, Washington, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So just in those few states do we have legislation that protects us from discrimination. And so if you want that legislation passed in your state, you got to be the one that's like telling your people, hey, calling them, sending them letters, signing up for the petition where you live at, because otherwise you're not getting the protection that you need. And it's perfectly legal for somebody to discriminate. It's perfectly legal for you to go on a job interview with a fucking fro and them to be like, yeah, we're not hiring her. And so even though they still can do that and not say that's why they didn't hire you, at least having that protection in place, because when you ready to sue somebody, baby, it surely is nice when those legal limits line up right where you need them to be.
Yeah.
And so we're going to provide the link to do so in our bio, but then of course if you want to look for something in your individual state, do your research. Yeah. So do you want to get into the breaks?
Let's get into it. Yeah. So Pound Town 2. It's everything I needed.
I'm out of town. I'm thugging with my rounds. What the niggas? I'm looking for the hoes.
Yeah, come suck a bitch toes.
My favorite part is, yeah. You know them dreadheads do it the best, yeah. Honestly, the song was slapping without Nicki. But with Nicki's verse, she's been dropping some hot features already. It's giving a hot Nicki summer. I'm not gonna lie to you, you know?
Yeah.
If she just leave her man out of the verse, I would appreciate that. Nicki, special request, stop bringing him up. I can't enjoy the music. Come on, leave him out of it. But besides that, I mean... Oh, and you know it's featuring Take Keith. So, I mean, like, the beat's fire. Like, come on.
Yeah. It's my jam. If you haven't heard that, get your ears on that ASAP. Make sure you're in an environment that's safe for you to twerk.
Well, that, and then also, this song is not for children. I don't know what kind of parent you are, but I would never let my kids listen to this song edited or unedited. Yeah. None of that.
Very inappropriate.
They did drop a little visual, like,
the lyric video?
Yeah, the lyric video, and that was thoroughly entertaining for me, so check that out on YouTube.
Not with the kids.
At all. Parental advisory encouraged. And then my girl DJ Honeybee, y'all know I have brought her up before on the podcast. She dropped a mix to the Pound Town 2 with Juvenile Back That Ass Up. And when I tell you, that girl got an ear on her. She just know what to mix and how to mix it on what right parts. And girl, shout out to DJ Honeybee.
Shout out.
Yes. What else did we have this week?
Dope Boy Freestyle by Gucci Mane. I don't know. I'm sure. Well, I know there are people out there like me. But I can throw that ass to anything. Specifically if it's a southern beat. It's just naturally made for the strip club.
I hear it.
But yeah, Gucci Mane got this freestyle, and get your ears on that.
We are we love Gucci Mane, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I hear Gucci Mane, it just brings me back to like my teenage self, just vibing, whipping my in my best friend's dad's car in the summertime. Remind me of summer school activities. I mean, I love Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
And I am really glad that he's really getting back to the streets with this. Just basically letting niggas know to put some respect on his name, and he's still about that life. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you get elevated, people be thinking, oh, you're too professional to check a nigga. Mm-hmm. And you're never too professional. If somebody got you messed up, get them together that day. Don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Get them straight.
Did you have anything for the music of the week? What you listening to? What's the vibes?
I went back to Summer.
Okay.
The new project, Clear 2. Really track 1 and like track 3. I can't remember what the name of that song is. Pull Up. That's my jam right up until she start talking. Then I gotta make a decision. Where am I going next?
Yeah, you definitely not a fan of the chit chat.
It just ruins the vibe for me. Like, it'd be cool when I hear it the first time, but it's like automatic. Well, I can't listen to this on repeat.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that to your song?
Because like,
make it a separate track. It's okay.
I really wish they would do that. Like, bring back the old days where they had like the
skits and the interludes.
Exactly. Like Cam used to do it all the time on the Dipset records, like on all his albums. Like, he would have all those like snippets and stuff, but they would literally be like, you could skip the whole fucking song. Like, stop connecting it to the end and the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Like,
it brings down the replay value, the playlist value.
And you definitely not going on my playlist with all that talking. It's like, I will have to make that the last song on the playlist or the first song. And that's very limiting to me. Mm-hmm. And maybe you're not really giving last song or first song vibes, but it got talking on it. So, definitely fucks with the playlist vibes. Can't do it. This week I have been listening to the new Revolution album. I don't know when this album came out, but it just came across my desk. It's called Reflections. Revolution is probably like one of my favorite reggae bands. I love reggae music. The time that I spent living in Hawaii, I really was able to, like, you know, embrace the culture, and like, I just love reggae music. I love Hawaiian music. It just reminds me of like my Hawaii Kai days, like being on the beach in Waianae, soaking up the sun, high vibrations. This is like very conscious and high vibration music, you know what I'm saying? And it just has that beachy, like, chill vibes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you making time for this week?
Some proper sleep, proper food, some joy, and the gym.
Well, it's your birthday trip this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Sherry has no clue what's happening. And
No
so
clue.
the next episode after this, then we'll make it like your actual birthday episode, because we can talk about what we did for your birthday.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited. I've been holding this secret for like 3 months, and
Sheesh.
girl, thank God I can hold water, honey.
I feel like I always end up telling you.
Yeah, you can't hold secret or a gift. You be giving people gifts early, like, you just be so excited that you just want to like share it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's surprises don't work like that.
Yeah, I can't do a surprise. And then depending on what it is, it's like I feel like some things I need to confirm.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
that is true for sure, but it depends on how you set it up so that you can make it that it's a pleasurable experience for the person,
Yeah.
but they still feel like they have options available to them.
Yeah.
What am I making time for this week? Honestly, I'm just making time to have more balance. I feel like I need to keep affirming with that every week that I'm just in a balanced state. And because right now, like I said, I'm like managing a lot of social media, and I'm looking for people to work with too at the same time. So I like, do I want to be a social media manager? Like, is that what I'm trying to do?
Do you?
I mean, I feel like that's something that I want to incorporate to other goals that we have that are bigger. And so right now I'm just kind of like building my experience with it, so that when that time comes, it's like we're really rolling out, you know, what we doing. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all part of the job, you know. It's like you say you're a podcaster, but you're also a producer. You're also a content creator. You're also a researcher. You're also an audio and video
Editor and
and photographer. And you're also a marketing director and a social media manager, a content planner. Like,
everything.
yeah. And so I will be so happy and grateful when we can start outsourcing a little bit, because ciao.
It is a lot to keep up with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But that's why it has to be something that you really want.
Exactly.
I feel like that's why so many podcasts don't get past a certain amount of episodes, because it's a lot of work.
Yeah. One, it has to be something you really want, and then say like the content that we creating, we see the value in it or whatever, and so there's endless conversations that we could have about this.
Yeah.
Some podcasts, they just eventually fade off because whatever they talking about, it was like for a moment, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was doing 3 Strikes, sure, we could have kept talking about dating content, but like once I actually got into a healthy relationship, I mean, I guess I could have talked about healthy relationship content, but like that's not really where I was in my journey. Like we didn't see the longevity of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And I mean, we still talk about relationships.
Yeah.
Honestly, everything is about relationships.
Yeah, everything is. I mean, we cover a lot of stuff. It's just overall,
Yeah.
it's like, be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, I've got time.